Hey everybody, today is March 31st and today is the monthly close, and the Dow closed down 85 points today, the S&P was up 14 points, and the Nasdaq was up 1% or 201 points. Now, what do we have to look forward to in the stock market in April? Before we get into that, please read this disclaimer and you can pause this video as you read it. Okay, so today we had a pretty muted day. The market has really been preparing for the new Biden infrastructure, which is going to be revealed in the next couple hours. And people are talking about how Biden wants to do a massive multi-trillion-dollar infrastructure plan, and he's going to try to fund this by not just printing money, but also raising the corporate taxes for the first time since the 90s, right? And he's thinking about raising it to 28% from 21%, but we're going to get more details on that later. And yeah, so the market has been trying to digest that and to see how that's going to affect prices going forward, because that is definitely going to eat into corporate profits, right? But overall, I'm still bullish on the market. I've been talking about how as long as we keep this uptrend, and this is the S&P by the way, as long as we keep this uptrend, I expect us to continue going higher, and I want to see us finally break 400 this week. I'm not sure if that's going to happen this week or next week, but I do think that if the market reacts positively to the infrastructure bill, if it's not as bad as people think, then we should see a strong push up, maybe come down, retest, and push up higher. But the most important thing is we want to see this thing respect the moving averages, right? Because every time we come down to the 50, which is our short-term moving average support, we have a nice strong bounce higher, right? And let's look at the MACD. The MACD just had a sorry about that. The MACD just had a positive cross today, right over here. So you can see we have a cross, bullish cross, and the histogram bar is been printing green for the past couple sessions, and it's building momentum, right? See how the bars are going higher and higher. It's just like over here, and just like over here. Then that just shows that we're starting to build some buying pressure on the upside. That's gonna help push the price higher. Same thing with the RSI. We found some support on this level, and we haven't come to revisit it. Now what we want to do is push above, right, these levels, because we're seeing a downtrend right now. We want to push above and continue higher, and that's going to give us more buying momentum to the upside, right? So we've been talking about how in a bullish structure the market tends to give and then take and then give and take, and that's what I expect us to see. So going into next week, into next month, April, I expect us to push higher above 400 or 4,000 on S&P, and yes, continue higher. So let's look at the monthly chart, right? The monthly close. Today is the last day of March, and we had a very strong close in the monthly. If you look at this, it basically looks like not a perfect hammer, but basically the price came down in the early in the month, but the bulls came back and pushed it up. And what's really interesting about this chart is the Nasdaq closed green on the month, which is really great because earlier this month the Nasdaq was hit really hard, right, due to rising treasury yields. That put a lot of pressure on tech stocks because people started to rotate from the tech stocks into the value stocks or the Dow. So Dow has a lot of strength. And you can see this massive 6% monthly candle on the Dow. And the Dow is usually the most conservative, right? The tech stock Nasdaq is usually the one that leads the market. So it's very interesting this month to see that the tech stock, that the Nasdaq, or sorry, the Dow or the value stocks were leading. But I expect the tech stocks to recover going forward. As you can see, I think that they are a bit oversold, and we are building positive technical momentum. Seeing this higher lows, I expect it to go higher, right? Back in September and late October, higher lows, push up higher, right? Small correction over here, or dip, correction dip over here, push up higher above the 50 simple moving average on the daily chart. We should find support above and continue higher on the Nasdaq tech stocks. I do expect a bit of a pullback on the value stocks, as I think they've been, pushing up a little higher than usual. So a little pullback and then push up higher. And yes, so let's look at the VIX. VIX has been coming down a little bit, which is good. We want to see this come down. And we see over here, the VIX doesn't just come straight down, right? It usually takes its time to come down. So I expect this to take the rest of the year before it can completely fill this gap. But once it fills this gap, I expect the market just smooth sailing up, right? Dollar has been gaining strength, but a bit of a pullback recently, but still it's still strong, right? We've been talking about how the dollar is looking very similar to 2018, and we know how much volatility there was in 2018 in the market. So if the dollar does continue to push up, we can see a bit more volatility, more pressure on the downside for stocks. But overall, I think what the stock market is doing is trying to see if it can coexist with higher yields. And I've said that we can, because in the 90s we had the stock market going up to all-time highs, but still the interest rates were still high, right? So I think we can have an environment where the yields are high and the stock market is high as well. It's just going to take some time for the market to digest that. So yields are up, 10 year, 30 years up, if the market continues to grind higher. So just to summarize this video, I do expect the market to continue higher, and I'm looking for the S&P to go above 4,000 in going into April, and I think we have enough momentum on the longer time frames, weekly, monthly, to continue pushing higher. And I'll update you again next week and see if how the market reacts to Biden's infrastructure bill and to the corporate tax raises as well. So thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, please like this video, please leave a comment below, and please subscribe for updates. Thank you, and I appreciate your support.